Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite baby essential needs that you probably didn't think you needed until just now. So let's get right into it. Okay, so my first baby essential that I would recommend for my moms that are working like a 9 to 5 or working any type of job where it's going to be hard for you to pump if you are breastfeeding. So when I was pregnant with my first baby, I was teaching and I had off periods to where I could just spend that time, with the plug-in pumps. But this go around, I'm in a different position and it's hard to, find a time where I can just sit down and just commit all my time to pumping. So this go around, this is a lifesaver. So I think one of my main baby essentials is a portable breast pump. So the brand that I have is called Mom Cozy, I think that's how you pronounce it. And it comes in a piece like this. You connect them, you put it in your bra. I put a sweatshirt over mine while I'm working and it gets the job done. I really like it. However, it was on the less expensive side, and in some ways it kind of shows because it takes a lot to pump from this. Like you could be pumping for 20 minutes with this and you'll probably only get 2 ounces in each boob. Whereas when I pump in the morning, I use my my plug-in pump and I get 4 ounces or sometimes 5 ounces in each boob. So the suction is not the best on this brand. I know there's other portable breast pumps that are more expensive. I think I'll put it up right here. I can't think of the name right now. I heard these are really good, but it's way more expensive. And I didn't want to pay that much for a breast pump, so I just chose to go with this, and it gets the job done for me. But if you have, or if you want to splurge and get the expensive portable breast pump, I would definitely recommend any kind of portable breast pump if you are my breastfeeding mamas. My number 2 recommended baby essential is, I'm going to stay with the breastfeeding theme. And I'm going to go to, I want to say, I feel like I'll be pronouncing this wrong, but the Haakaa silicone breast pump. I wouldn't call it a breast pump because for me, unless I'm just doing it wrong, it really doesn't like pump the breast. You get a good squeeze on it, you put your boob in here, you let it go, and it gets a suction on it. But for me, it's not pumping anything. It's just, it has a suction on your boob. And it's catching, for me, again, I could be doing it wrong, but for me, it's catching the fallout of, like, once I'm nursing on one boob, I put this one on the other boob, and it's getting all the fallout that's coming out as Dion is sucking on the other boob. Which, this is 10 out of 10 recommend, because as a breastfeeding mom, you don't want to miss no, liquid gold. You want to be able to catch every little ounce you can, and surprising enough, like when Dion's nursing on one side, sometimes you can catch like 3 ounces in the other boob, and that's almost a whole bottle right there. So I would definitely recommend the Haakaa, and it increases your stash too, because if you don't use it when your baby's nursing, you're missing out on a whole bunch of milk that you could be stashing, in your milk supply. So 10 out of 10 recommend this as well. Okay, so my third recommendation would be a good swaddle. Now, there's so many different kind of swaddles, you guys, and so you're going to have to find the best swaddle that fits your baby. Because for me, Dion, for him to get the best sleep, he wants to feel like he's held tight. And if that boy is held tight, or he feels like he's being snuggled tight, he's going to sleep better and sometimes even longer. Because with breastfed babies, it's mostly 2 hours and they up again. Sometimes Dion will give me a good 4 hours if he's swaddled tight. And the best swaddles be in the hospital when the nurses swaddle them with the baby blankets. But for me, I can never get that type of swaddle with a blanket. I don't know what it is about those nurses and swaddling those babies in those blankets, but it's never the same when I do it. So you can swaddle your babies with a blanket. If you're that expert, then that's for you. But for me, it don't work. Also, they have like the swaddle sacks where you put your baby in the sack and then Velcro them closed. That's a good swaddle as well, but it wasn't, that's what I used with DJ. But with Dion, like I said, he wants to be like really snug and really tight. And for those, it's really kind of baggy and it doesn't get him as tight as he would like. So I am recommending, it's called the Ollie Swaddle. I'm going to put it up here and I'm going to screen record a video of how they swaddle the babies in those. It is on the more expensive end. I think it was like $50 something for that swaddle. But again, I would all these that I'm giving you, 10 out of 10 would recommend. For sure. It's worth that $50. I promise you. If your baby likes a tight, snug grip or hold while they're sleeping, try it out.
Once the Ollie is below the shoulders, you're going to take the right side, pull it across your little one's body, and tuck it behind their right arm. From there, you take the left side and tightly pull it across the torso so it's a snug fit on your little one's torso. From there, you connect the second and the third sections. The last step is to tie the elastic loop. Make sure it's directly below your little one's feet at all times during use, because this is what helps to keep your Ollie in place.
Okay, next up I have a co-sleeper. So I know some people call like bassinets co-sleepers, but when I say co-sleepers, I mean the ones that you put in the bed with you. And I'll put a picture of the one that we have currently, but and some people are not going to agree with having co-sleepers, and that's you. But for me, it's essential for me, because sometimes in the middle of the night, especially with Dion, he does not like going back into that bassinet. And I got to get my sleep because I got to get up and go to work the next day. And he just likes, and again, it might be setting me up for failure once it's time to get him in his own room in the crib. But again, I got to be able to function the next day. So a co-sleeper has been saving us, because it's easier to put him back to sleep right next to me in a co-sleeper, and it gives a little barrier so we won't roll over on him or anything like that, rather than putting him back in the bassinet where he just wakes up like more often in the bassinet than in a co-sleeper. So for me, it's definitely essential. But if you are that mom that's nervous about putting them in the bed with you, I totally understand, and it's not for you. But if you aren't that, concerned about rolling, and I don't think you, with the co-sleeper that we have, I don't think you would roll over, because it has like a little barrier, so that does not happen. But again, 10 out of 10 recommend, because he likes being next to us, and I'm okay with that as long as we all sleep peacefully. Okay, the last baby item that I am recommending to you guys is coconut oil. So now hear me out. So Dion had really bad cradle cap and baby acne, and when I tell you guys, I would put coconut oil on his scalp and on his face, and it would clear it up in about 2 or 3 days. Trust me, that coconut oil works. So if your baby is struggling with cradle cap or baby acne, give it a try and let me know in the comments if it helped you out. So this was just a couple of my, top baby essentials that I think you need, and you probably didn't even know you needed until now. Of course, diapers, baby wipes, onesies, all of those are essentials as well. But I wanted to give you some, essentials that you may not know you needed. But of course, until next time, it's always him and I, Aquim and I. Bye, y'all.